Then we can move to item B, which is the 2012 Board of Education election results.
Again, those were embedded sideways for you.
Overview.
Thank you.
Counterclockwise.
Where do I see counterclockwise?
Right there.
There we go. Thank you. As Mrs. Butzler reported at our canvassers meeting in her 17 years as being in charge of kind of reviewing the numbers from the elections, this is the closest board election that she could recall. And the actual numbers, there were a few discrepancies from the call-ins that came in on Tuesday, April 3rd that evening, and what the ballots actually came in at. But again, Catherine Mosley, who is here tonight, came in first, so she'll be on the board starting next week. Kevin Hennessy is also here tonight.
Brian.
Oh, Brian, I'm sorry. See you and Kevin. We had both of them in school. Brian came in second, and Kelly Hodgson-Klein came in third, just a difference of 11 votes there, and then Jerry Fuscianis, our current board member, with 13-19, just 2 votes short of third place. So it was a very, very close election. And again, I know with Mrs. Justinger opting not to run for re-election, and Mr. Fuscianis now leaving us, we certainly want to extend our sincere gratitude to both of you for all the hours and the time and the energy that you've put into being very productive and valuable board members. And I know that Mrs. Buswell, we do.
We did want to take the opportunity to really thank Jerry and Mary both for all of their hard work that they've dedicated to this board. And first, in thinking of Jerry, he brought many, many fresh perspectives to our board, and I think you were always open to looking at all sides. You kept families and students and staff all grouped together as one and really looking at what was best for us, our whole district as a whole. You were excellent at researching information that was brought to us. Although you researched at any time and any place. It was wonderful to have that opportunity, so that we knew you were right on top of everything. So that was very good. And I think right when you were coming on the board, and I may have the years wrong, you were a board member, you've been a board member about 4 years, and we were just beginning the paperless board meetings. We were hoping to really get them pushed going forward, and you were a real influence for that, and I really appreciate that. And I think all of us are really glad with the way that we went, and we're really glad that that all happened. So that was wonderful to have your influence and your drive to get us there. You really were able to bring concerns, I think, from families and parents to the administration. We saw you do that many times, and I think that was very appreciated. And definitely an advocate for our community, our parents, our students, and staff. So we really thank you, Jerry, for all your hard work, and it was noticed that you worked very hard. So thank you very much.
He also established the mercy rule.
Yes, he did.
Yes, the
That was
mercy
very
rule.
appreciated on the board, which is a rule we have, that we don't go beyond a certain time limit for meetings, which we really needed to begin, because at times it gets long. So, especially policy.
That was policy, I think.
Yeah. That was the sultry space. So, Jerry, thank you very much, and we are very glad that you were with us. So,
It was an honor.
I don't know how to begin. I may have the number of years wrong. Is it 9 years? Okay. And you were on the board prior to my joining the board, and so I didn't really know you at all, and you were my kids didn't go through at that time. You were retiring, and so I didn't have that experience with you. So, but coming on the board and getting to be able to get to know you and see the insights that you brought to this board has been remarkable, because you bring the educational aspect to this board that I didn't have that expertise in. So whenever we're at meetings and whatever we were doing, you were always right on top of all the programming that our district currently had, what was available in the state and nationally. You always brought on and new innovations that were coming forward in education and what was out there. Also, your historical perspective that you could bring to this board on teaching here for so many years, and then being involved with administration, and then the board was a real perspective that not everyone can have. And I know I appreciated it as a board member. It just brings everything full circle and brings it all together so well. Your committee work, because of your expertise, has just been phenomenal, both policy, curriculum. I can think of policy in that you knew the background of all the policies we had in place as a teacher and an employee, and knowing that those needed to be updated and bringing in Neola, and then being able to move forward and get all of those in there and move them on and keep them updated is just totally, it's invaluable to the district. It really is. I think with that education background you have, you were able to bring forward the mind of the teacher to us so that we could see how the teacher's mind works and how they're helping the child, depending on what programming we were looking at. And that was so important for me, I know. And always, I remember you saying, whenever we were discussing things, you would always bring it back to the real focus of what is best for the kids. And you would always be saying that. So that's so important. Our district has been so fortunate to have you as a board member, and you have seen such a change in the last 9 years. It's amazing. So I can't even begin to just, go list all the things that you've been a part of. But I know incorporating Neola, our curriculum updates, strategic planning, the leadership development program we have, the change in leadership in our district with our new administration, and now the district handbook development. It's all been just an amazing journey, and I can't imagine having been on this board without you. So I really appreciate your work. We've been so fortunate to have you, and I know you have volunteered your time to us if we need you, and that's wonderful. So don't be surprised if you're called on.
She's been a wonderful mentor.
Absolutely.
It has indeed been a pleasure, and I had very good mentors. When I came on the board, I had Scott Nickel and Martha Klatt and Jean Baumgarten, and people who took me under their wing and helped me very quickly become acclimated. So there's been a long history in Tomah of really committed boards, and I know this board and the new members will continue that commitment to children in the community. It's been an honor.
Well, we thank you. We thank you, Mary. Thank you. Would anyone else care to share any insights? Jerry and Mary, or?
The value of board members is really something. It's more than sharing time with them at board meetings, but it's friendships. I can go back with Mary Ellen quite a ways, and that's one of the big thing with me is the friendships we develop, but also the value of her to the school, the community, and what makes Tomah such a great school district. And you are certainly a big part of it, Mary Ellen. Always will be. So I need to thank you for your time and how you'd help me, especially with this computer. I would not have made it with help from you. And Jerry, what can I say, pals? It's been a friendship aisle with you, but your expertise on being a board member has certainly been great. I'm going to miss you, You're a great part of this board, and I'm glad you're in Tomah. So hang around and we'll see you from time to time.
Absolutely.
Besides, if you left, as I said before, I'd lose my driver to Milwaukee. We need another trip like that. So thank you very much, Jerry. Great person.
Maybe if I could just talk from a personal perspective as well. When Mary Ellen, when you retired years ago, I spoke at your retirement banquet, and we go back a long time as well. I think my first years were writing curriculum, and when I came to the school district as a social studies teacher, and Mary Ellen welcomed me, and we worked on getting the new psychology curriculum written. And Jerry, you and I go back to when I was the middle school principal. I think the first time I met you was when we had the drill, the emergency drill, and we were getting the kids with all their makeup on, like they were hurt, getting ready for the ambulances to come. And you've always been, again, involved in the school district even before you were on the board. So I just have the greatest respect for both of you, and I want to thank you greatly for the support that you've offered me in my first years as superintendent, and I'm very grateful for that, so thank you.
Well, thank you both again, and we will miss you, and we certainly hope to get your input as we go forward too, so we expect it. So.